Hi everyone, thanks for dropping by to watch my video on the updates for the repair work I've completed on my Icom IC725HF transceiver. If you recall my previous video, I've made some repairs to the fuse clamp, to the RF in where the antenna signal connects to the circuit board, and I added a SMA connector to the back of the transceiver. At that same time, I had it all apart, and there were a couple of other issues that needed to be dealt with, so I'll talk a little bit about those today. First thing was the faceplate was cracked, so I went ahead and used some Yhsmld adhesive, and I tried to patch up the crack as best as I could. It's not perfect in the corner here. I have a little bit of a offset, but otherwise I've been able to patch everything up and everything fits in place, and it's mostly okay enough to be used. While I did that, I also removed every one of these push buttons from the faceplate assembly, and I cleaned those because a lot of them had some built-up grime and dirt, partially from being cleaned in the past but not being taken apart, so dirt got pushed back there and it hardened, and it made the push buttons not very responsive. So a little bit of dirt stuck on each of these push buttons caused them to be hard to push in, or sensitive to being pushed in, or not being pushed back out easily enough. So after cleaning all of that up on every one of the buttons and the tracks that they ride in and all that stuff, I feel like they're all operating very nicely now. The other thing I did was there's 3 little wheat grain light bulbs that light up the front display. All 3 of those were burnt out. That was indicated to me by the previous owner when I purchased the radio. So I went ahead and did a little bit of a mod. I used some high intensity yellow light bulb LEDs. I put a 500 ohm, 510 ohm resistor in series with the 12 volt lead, and now when I fire it up I get a half decent, not perfect, but half decent lighting on it. So let me turn the volume all the way down. I'll make sure we're not transmitting, and I'll power it up. And as you can see, I do get some lighting. I get some lighting which kind of gets a little darker in the center here, but both edges are good. And the VU meter is a little bit more bright. I don't want to say it's perfect, but it's a little bit more bright. Obviously an LED doesn't I don't know what you call it, refract or transmit the light in all directions. It's more of a pointed device, but it's doing a half decent job here. I tried it out in the dark yesterday after putting everything back together, and it looked half decent. So like I said, I'm getting a little bit of a dark spot in the center here. It's not the end of the world. I can probably live with that. I've considered maybe ordering some proper light bulbs, but that's probably going to wait. So I put everything back together. Everything is functional. Receives half decently. I have it now on an AM radio station. It's not great as far as the radio station is. I don't know where that one comes from. I haven't really listened to it. I just set it up prior for this video. But everything here seems to be in the mode and seems to function the way that I want it to. It's been cleaned up. I added my SMA connector. I resoldered some loose solder connections. I changed the light bulbs with 2 LEDs. I fixed up the front bezel, put everything back together after cleaning, and it's pretty well ready to go. I can't think of anything more that this radio needs at this time. So I'll leave it at that. I welcome all your comments, and I want to thank you for watching this video, and I'll have more in the future. Thanks. Bye-bye.